People are currently using these decks to finish top ladder and top in the Royal tournaments, as well as winning the 20 win challenge that just ended. So I'm giving y'all the 5 best decks right now in Clash Royale. But before we get into this video, I want to go ahead and remind you guys that 99% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. Please do hit that sub button. It's free. You can always change your mind. And yeah, it'd be really appreciated. Thank you so much. At deck number 5, we are going to have the E-Giant Mirror deck with the Golden Knight. This deck would have been up higher on the list, but the E-Giant got a little bit of a nerf. But this deck is still extremely good. It's a low skill deck, I will be honest, but that's a good thing for us, right? Because I don't want to have to put in as much work to get the trophies. You don't got to put in the work with this deck, bro. You put an E-Giant, you mirror it, and boom, you're at like 6,500 already. This deck is absolutely insane. And yeah, our number 5 deck. Not much to explain with this deck. If you want a more in-depth explanation of how to use this deck, I made a video on this deck that I'm going to put right now in the top right corner. Make sure to click that if you are looking for a more in-depth explanation. Next up is going to be Lumberloon Freeze. This deck is really just 2 variations. You either use the Electro Dragon or you use the Baby Dragon. Personally, I use the Electro Dragon, although I do see a lot more people using the Baby Dragon. But if I'm giving you my own personal experience on the deck, it would be that the Electro Dragon has worked better for me. I got to 7K with it. I finished top 10K in the world for a season, so I was pretty happy about that using this exact deck. And I'm not the best player in the world. I'm alright, but I'm not that great. This deck helped me get to where I needed to be. And yeah, quick explanation of the deck. Very, very defensive deck in single elixir. You do not want to make the first play unless you wait all the way till double elixir. Base all of your pushes on either counter pushes or you know for sure that they have nothing in cycle to counter the balloon. At deck number 3, I actually have the Royal Hogs EQ deck with the Archer Queen. This deck has actually recently made it back around into the meta. It was in the meta for a little bit. It kind of started to drop out, but now it's back. The number 4 player in the world currently uses this deck, and I've used it a lot in the past. I today was using this deck myself, getting some trophies with it. This deck's all about learning your opponent's counter, the Royal Hogs, and then either committing to 1 lane or 2 lanes based off that. You have the Archer Queen and the Cannon, which are 2 of the best cards in the game, as well as the Royal Delivery. And yeah, this deck, once again, very strong. At number 2, this is the deck that I'm actually trying to max out right now. It is the alt log bait with the Mighty Miner. You've got the mirror in this log bait. You actually don't have a princess, but you have a Dark Goblin, which I believe is better than the princess in my opinion. You have the Rocket with a mirror is really, really good for winning games, as well as the Mighty Miner, which is one of the best cards in the game right now. And my vote for the number 1 deck in the game right now is Giant Skeleton Drill. This deck is super, super strong, with your win condition being the Goblin Drill and sometimes even the Giant Skeleton. Obviously, you have the Archer Queen, one of the best cards to back up the Giant Skeleton with the Cannon. I think you guys pretty much know how the Fireball, the Spirit, the Skeletons, the Cannon, the Log work, but a lot of people don't know the Giant Skeleton is actually more useful a lot of the time on defense than offense. It does a lot of damage to troops, and the Goblin Drill, a lot of people also don't realize this, is broken right now. The Goblin Drill definitely needs a nerf. With the Goblin Drill, depending on your opponent's counters, you want to change up the placements. Normally you want to put it right in front of the tower to start the game, because it almost guarantees that Goblin to spawn right on the tower and get an instant little jab. But I also see a lot of people with this deck putting the Goblin Drill in the back to pull any troops behind the tower, putting the Giant Skeleton in front so the Giant Skeleton can get all the way to the tower. But these are just a few tips for this deck. If you want to see gameplay with all 5 of these decks, let me know down in the comments, because instead of doing let's do 100 likes for gameplay, we're doing let's do 100 likes for a part 2 without champions. Because I know a lot of you are probably upset that only one of these decks does not have champions, but it's pretty hard to deny that champions are just going to be in the best decks because they are the best cards in the game. So if we can hit 100 likes on this video, I'm going to hit y'all with a part 2 for no champions involved. Let me know in the comments what deck you are planning to upgrade next in Clash Royale, and I'm hoping to see one of the 5 that I just offered you. Once again, I would really appreciate it if you hit that sub button. Make sure to get our video to 100 likes, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.